commitment and involvement of local leaders, because every time involved in intercommunal conversations and so on, and that has kept the place peaceful for a long time. And thirdly, of course, the security threats emerging in terms of security, and we have to address them, because insecurity is itself very dynamic, and it manifests itself in different ways. We are surrounded by a very interesting environment. You know what is going on in Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, and so on. And therefore, because of our neighborhood, sometimes again, more arms come in and more illicit guns come in, and then you will see this in some sort of sporadic rise in local incidents of crime, such as we are witnessing in the North Rift. This is why this is happening, and we will go back again. We will never stop doing the disarmament. We'll go back again and do some more disarmament, even as we embed more security resources within the communities. And again, the most important factor is constant work with the communities and involving the local leaders, because they understand the area, they understand the terrain, they understand the people, and they are able to engage with the people much, much faster and easier than we can as even national government. And you can see the leaders' commitment here and how they're working on this. That's why I'm optimistic that we'll sort this out. Of course, I don't think that will mean the end of all these problems. They may come up, but we will reduce them to a point where economic activity is not as disrupted as it was recently now, with the disturbance of learning in Baringo and so on.
I'd like to ask a couple of questions, just to be precise. First is this situation drought-related? Are we seeing this spike in cases?
Land expansion.
Is it drought-related?
Why burnouts?
Causing the flare-ups? And lastly, is there a need to change this strategy? Because year in, year out, we see meetings coming up, and after the meetings, the bandit attacks still continue, still persist. So perhaps is there a need for...
If you jog your memory and go back to where we've come from, the scale of God are now totally peaceful. The scale of the challenges we have had reduces as we go by. The more we engage, the more we deploy, the more resources we bring on board, we experience changes. I'm very optimistic that we are moving further and further away from some of these disturbances. There's been a huge change, and look at the level of engagement by the leaders. And then in the past, sometimes we couldn't even have meetings of this kind, and you can see now the constant commitment from the leaders to work at this as we go along. We are creating new administrative units, bringing in new resources. There is new economic activity that the communities are engaging in, and we are opening up the areas through the new security roads we are going to do in Baringo North, for example, and Baringo South. The area is getting more and more opened, and then that is the way to the future. It is not going to happen in 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. It's a journey we have to keep walking, and I'm happy that we are all unanimous and we are together with the leaders to walk that journey to bringing a lasting solution to this problem. So I'm very optimistic that we are able to resolve this. This is nothing compared to what we dealt with in the past. I mean, even in the case of illicit firearms, the scale we were dealing with in the past was like 10 times what we are handling right now. And that's why we are optimistic that we are going to resolve this. So the strategy we have deployed has worked, because that is why you can see a decline in the scale, the number of cases, and so on. Even as we experience this challenge, I know that after today, for example, by next year we will have a better situation. So it has nothing to do with the drought, as it were. I mean, there could be other economic issues. Sometimes there could be a political issue here and there, or sometimes just a basic, straightforward case of criminals, taking advantage of a peaceful environment. Thanks.